everyone. Hey, congratulations for your film Retrograde.
Thank you.
So tell us, Adrian, where the original idea came from for this?
Yeah, so I was at a party and I got my my zodiac read, my astrology reading, and I found that I didn't really agree with much of it, but everyone around me was agreeing with it and saying that I was exactly like who this astrologer was describing me as. And so I extrapolated on that and put someone, you know, in a situation where they believe one thing, they see themselves as one thing, but the world around them sees them differently, and the frustration and what that does to a person.
I'm curious. What was the astrology reading of yours did actually say?
I don't know, because I've had so many now. It was stuff that a Capricorn is, I guess. Well, what are the negative qualities of us? I only focus on the good. We're hardworking, loyal. I don't know.
Is it just describe the character in the movie, right? Molly, Sophia, tell us what initially attracted you to Retrograde, that you wanted to work on this project.
I have been lucky enough to work with Adrian on 2 other films, and it's just such an exciting process to watch Adrian sort of like create these worlds. And a million years ago, Adrian told me that he had kind of this idea, which at the time was linked inextricably to the fact that I had a car that was full of McDonald's wrappers all over the floor. And I said, yeah, that sounds like fun, let's do it. And indeed it was fun. So I'm so happy I got this opportunity to work with these great people.
Yeah, and I knew Senna from a while back. Senna is Adrian's partner, and she's also the producer and the production designer of this. And we were both writers, and we're published by the same publisher. And so I knew about Adrian, and I watched Withdrawn, his previous film, which is on Netflix, and you should watch it. And I really liked it so much. I thought the tone was so unique and special, and the humor in it was so understated and beautiful. And I think I pestered Senna to audition for this, and then I did, and then here we are.
Well, let me start with Molly, because I think you played a very interesting character in this film. How did you get into that headspace of that character?
I had a lot of really great one-on-one, like pre-shooting conversations with Adrian of just the facts of the situation that I was in. And like what I realized once I watched it was that this character is in the headspace of just like such complete like confidence and like trust in self, which is, you know, I think an admirable thing to be like, I think I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. And that's important to me. And so that's kind of where it came from, just like a really visceral, like trusting your gut about something. And Adrian really helped set me into that headspace or mind frame. I don't know if either of those 2 are words, but that's what I got.
Adrian, have you ever tried to appeal a ticket before? Is this your experience?
I should consult a lawyer first before answering that, I think. But lots of parking tickets, yeah.
I mean, how did you come up with this character going through this entire process? Because the entire process seems, how can you say, enduring.
Yeah, well, I did like research the whole, every step of the process to find what would be good for this. And I wanted it to, you know, just to show how much effort you do need to put in it, how many steps there are, because that really shows Molly's dedication to it, and also helps structure the film. So you know, I spent a lot of the time on government websites looking up these procedures, really.
Molly, Sophia, how did you both develop your relationship chemistry through this film? You know, pretty nice, then mean, you know, back and forth.
Well, it was all done on set, basically, because we hadn't met until we met at the audition, and then again the first day on set. And you know, the way that the movie is shot, a lot of it is sort of you know, they're long, very long takes, and so we would do like a lot of them in a row. And I think for me, I feel like doing that, we found a lot of things sort of in each take, and then took what we liked based on also what Adrian liked, and kind of, you know, played with it. And yeah, that's sort of, I mean, it felt a little bit like a play in that sense, like where you're like, you get a little bit of that rehearsal time almost, that you don't normally get on a film set. I don't know, Molly, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It was really fun. I mean, for me, it's so funny. The whole experience very much feels like I got to have a cool, exciting camp experience where I got to, you know, meet you and Bessie and you know, everybody who was involved. And because, as you were saying, the takes were long, I feel like we really got a chance to play in a way that, like you said, I don't know if on other film sets you get so much chance to try all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, we just got to hang out and see how to be in a close proximity to each other.
So Sophia, you ever laughed at Molly because her dialogue, she had to deliver that with a straight face a lot of times.
Yeah, you know, not while we were shooting. I mean, I could obviously tell from having read the script, you know, that it was funny and that the performance was funny. But I think, you know, I think because you really do have to play it so straight, and I was, you know, in character. So and Gabrielle doesn't really think that anything. She doesn't really think it's funny. So you know, in the moment, like you know, I wasn't, but intellectually, I was laughing in my head, just not sort of, I don't think, maybe like there were a couple takes that were ruined by laughing, but overall, not too many, I don't think.
So, yeah.
Molly, Adrian, there are quite a few car scenes in this film. Hey, talk about that experience, and was it comfortable?
It was very uncomfortable. That was my parents' car, which they were, I'm lucky enough that they lent it to me, but we were shooting and it was like the hottest part of summer. The air conditioning wasn't very good in the car. And we, of course, it was very loud, so we couldn't have it on while shooting. So those were very uncomfortable from a temperature perspective, but it, you know, kind of worked and played into it because all of the car scenes, Molly is literally getting like hot under the collar and aggravated. So we were able to play it in, you know.
Sweaty affair. I thought it was like, I remember, it's so funny because we shot it before the panny. So it feels kind of like longer ago than it really is. But I remember in the moment being like, this is hot and we're doing this a billion times. I am feeling fussed. But watching it, I was like, what a cool thing to get to be in a moving vehicle while film is happening. But I had I think once we were moving during the takes, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun being in a car. Felt very powerful.
I was going to mention was having a fern on your lap during a long take would probably not be that comfortable, right?
You know, it was fine. It was fine. It was honestly really the heat that was way harder than the fern. Me and the fern, we vibed. So that was all cool.
you folks vibe. Boy, that is terrific. Well, I do actually find this film pretty funny, especially I want to say the intensity and dedication of trying to overturn a ticket. is pretty good and laughable from start to finish. But anyways, could you now with Retrograde ready to be shown at Slamdance? What's next up for all of you? Who wants to start? Adrian?
Sure, I can start. My writing partner and I are working on, we're developing a science fiction script with a producer-director team, and then I've got, a couple more scripts that are in a similar vein to Retrograde that I'm working on producing now. So.
All right, Molly.
He's a busy bee. I am working on some writing projects. I also do the writing thing. So I'm working on, I write musicals. So I'm working on a few musicals right now that are going to be, one is going to happen in May, which is a show for kids. And then another commission is happening in Maine in July, which I'm very excited about. But they're still in the process. So hopefully they turn out well.
And Sophia, you're the last one.
Yeah, so I'm also a writer and director, so I'm actually developing my first feature right now, and I'm also adapting a short story. I'm in the process of adapting it. And yeah, and I'm recording an audiobook in the next couple of weeks, which I've never done, and I'm excited about.
Look at everybody. Everyone's so busy. Oh, and I forgot to ask. I was going to ask you guys at the beginning, was that this film is being showcased at Slamdance. So how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I'm really excited. We my first feature was at Slamdance back in 2017. Molly was also in that one, so we went. It was a lot of fun to be there. I'm really sad that we don't get to be there in person, but it's a really great community. So I'm very excited.
I agree with everything Adrian just said.
Don't worry, Sophia. There will always be more slam dances that you will attend physically.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, everyone, hey, congratulations for Retrograde, and thank you very much for speaking to us about your very, very funny film.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye now.
Have a good one. Stay safe.